Hello everyone, welcome to Hobby Hot Tips. Today we're going to be doing a rust effect using hairspray. So first we have our model primed black, and now we're going to use our airbrush and spray a base coat of blood tracker brown. Next we're going to use bloodstone and just tear off a piece of foam, use some tweezers, and then kind of do a faux finish of rust onto the model. So you see we're just getting some paint, dabbing out, and then trying to get that foam imprint onto the top layers of the rust. Then when we're happy with the coverage, we're going to use a 1-to-1 mix of bloodstone with umber orange. And we're basically going to do the same thing. We're going to start dabbing out the paint and then applying it to the model just over the top of the rust that we have already blotched on. Then when it looks nice and rusty, we're going to spray some matte varnish on to protect the paint job. Now we want to put on some hairspray so that we could paint on our normal paint job but have a layer that can get chipped away. So we're going to use Max Hold Hairspray, put it in our airbrush, and put down a layer of hairspray. It goes on kind of shiny, but then as it dries, you can tell because it dulls a bit. And once the hairspray is dry, you can begin to just put down base coat and paint it like you would any other miniature. Here is an example of a miniature that's in mid-progress of painting. As you can see, we're just putting down the base colors. And last but not least, here's a full miniature painted with all the highlights, and we're going to start chipping away at it. So we have a stippling brush, we dip it in water, and then we start poking it at the paint. What this does is once you penetrate the first layer of paint, the hairspray that is beneath that starts to dissolve, and you can see the rust shining through the bottom layer, but it's protected by varnish. So this can be used on the paint. Right now we're trying to make it work on some metal, so it looks like it's pitted, rusted metal. And depending on how much layers of paint, it could take some time, but if you just keep at it, the results look like real chipped, rusted paint. As we go around the model, we're trying to look for places where water would gather, or where this machine would be rubbing against other pieces of metal, or in battle where it would be hitting or notching pieces of paint off, and that's the pieces and places that we want to look like it's rust worn. So we go over and over these areas until we're happy with the corroded look that will shine through. For example, here on the shoulders, we can imagine that a lot of wear would happen here. Water would also kind of start gathering at the lower portions of these painted pieces of metal. And we chip it away, it looks pretty good. Now we're going to go over these rusted areas with a soft tone shade, kind of a light brown, not the darkest brown, but a lighter one. And we're going to try to cover over the rusted parts and kind of let it drip over the side of the paint so it looks like the highly rusted saturated water is kind of pouring out of these areas. It's not a bad idea to go over these over and over again, depending on how damaged or how rusted you want these to appear. So after you do one pass, you might want to look over it again and decide to do another layer just to make it look a little bit more worn. And there it is. Pretty nice, huh? So it may seem a little risky, it may seem a little time consuming, but the end result is definitely worth it. Hope you guys liked this and enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe, check out our other videos, and stay tuned for some more videos from us here at Hobby Hot Tips.